Hi everyone, uh welcome back to my channel. Okay, I made this video. It's more about my own experience, so it's okay if you don't resonate with whatever that I'm sharing, but this video is more about things I wish I knew before I started dating. Yeah. Okay, I started dating, I know I was young, I was 16. Oh, hey, and it's more like old my relationship, but now I'm single and it's been years. Oh, okay. The first thing I notice about my dating experience is that not everyone is you. So when you're dating, just because you are like you and you are you, it doesn't mean your partner is you. What I mean by that is that if you wouldn't lie to anyone or you wouldn't cheat on anyone, it doesn't mean that your partner is like that. So I wish I knew that, because in my mind I was like, because I won't lie to them, I was just thinking that they're exactly as me, but they are not. And that was my huge disappointment, and it took me years until I was 20, meaning it took me 4 years to realize that not everyone is like you. So the thought of thinking that your partner is exactly like you, no, not everyone is like you. Just because you end cheating, you end lying, you end being fake with them, it doesn't mean that your partner is like that. So stay away from that mentality, it's gonna kill you. Two, uh okay, for me the second point, it's more about my own experience, as I mentioned before. So what I've noticed is that I've never had a good relationship with my parents. So as I never had a good relationship with my parents, I had parent issues. So what I mean by parent issues, okay, maybe next time I'll explain more about my parent issues and where it began and all that. But what I realized is that with people I dated, they were exactly like my mother as well as my father. So to me, as much as I knew they were not good for me, but the familiarity, they felt familiar, the energy and everything, fake love and everything, it felt so familiar. Like if you're not talking to your parents, or it doesn't mean that you should talk to your parent if even after you forgave them. Okay, you forgave them, but it doesn't mean that you have to talk to them or anything. My point is, forgiveness doesn't mean connection, connecting again. So if you have parent issue, whatever the reason that you choose to stay away from, not every parent is loving, not every parent is caring. So if your parents are way neglecting you, or emotionally, mentally, physical abusive towards you, you're more likely to entertain the same men that are exactly as your parents, because that's the only love that you knew. That's the only love that you know, as you never experience another kind of love. So you end up gravitating toward the same people. It's not just that. It's not just that. It's not just a romantic relationship only. Even friendship. Your friendship can be exactly like your mother. If your mother is controlling, you're going to experience that. If your friends are controlling to whatever that is materialistic, you're going to experience that. So I wish I knew that, because excuse me, I was so mad at myself for not realizing it sooner. But at the same time, I've learned to forgive myself. Okay, the third point is, being a good woman is not gonna keep anyone, whether it's a man or dating a man or woman. It's not gonna keep them. Being constantly nice or trying harder when someone is pulling away, it's not gonna make that person to love you more. The more you try harder, the more you lose yourself. So whenever you're experiencing that, where you're just giving so much from to a person and that person is not giving you back, it does not mean that you should try harder. It doesn't mean that you should be more kind. It doesn't mean you should try to do all those things for someone who's not appreciating anything. I'm not saying relationship you shouldn't try harder or whatsoever, but you should both try harder. It doesn't have to drain you. If it's draining you, you need to think again for that, for the relationship will fuck you up. Being kind, being nice, you're not gonna keep that person. If that person is already decided to leave you emotionally, that person is already left. There's nothing that you can do to make that relationship to work. So stay away from trying so hard to make that man to stay or that woman to stay. They already left, so there's nothing that can keep them. If they want to be kept, they will be. Okay, the other point, okay, I think I once mentioned this, but if you haven't loved yourself unconditionally, forget about receiving love that is unconditionally if you haven't given that to yourself. When I'm speaking of unconditional love, I mean loving every part of you that you have problem with. I mean your shadow part, your dark part, everything. Everything that you hate about yourself, everything that you hate. There's no way you will never experience love until you do that to yourself. That unconditional love is the backbone of any relationship you ever gonna have. So if you learn to love yourself unconditionally, I know sometimes our parents would gonna love us with condition. I'm not trying to blame only parents, but most of the time when we are raised, the love that we get from our parents, it's the same love that we're gonna gravitate towards to as we grow older or grow whatever age that you retire. So if you haven't learned how to love yourself unconditionally, just forget about receiving love that is real. So the first love that you have to receive is within you. Forget about receiving that kind of love outside without giving that to yourself. That point is very important. For me, it took me a while to finally realize that I'm loving myself with condition, and that love was not good for me. It was superficial. Yes, I was going to the gym, eating healthy, wearing good, smelling good, and doing all that. But was I taking care of myself emotionally, mentally, spiritually? No. I'm not saying going to the gym, exercising, eating healthy is not part of self-love. It is, but it's the tip of self-love. It's not the basic. It's not within. It's all externally, and there's nothing wrong with loving yourself like that. But the really love is whereby you dig within yourself. What is it that make you think the way you think? Why you entertain certain things? Why you hate yourself when you're speaking loud? Why you hate yourself? Why you think not taking up spaces is wrong? Why you think doing this and that is wrong? Why I hate my big breast? Like all those things that you feel insecure about, all those things that you have a problem with. It's one of those things that you need to do before anything. Okay, and the last point, it's a must. Listen to your own intuition, because that's your own guide. That person can lie to you and say whatever, but your own intuition is gateway to everything. So if you haven't learned how to listen to your own intuition, please do it. Know the difference between your own intuition as well as trauma. Learn to listen to your own intuition. If there's something is off, it's something off. Don't try to justify giving people benefit of doubt while you see exactly what they doing. And what I've realized, even people, when they ask you to forgive them, they knew exactly what they were doing. Like, they knew exactly. It's just that they know that you won't forgive, like you will forgive them and take them back. So whatever that is, so those are the things that I wish I knew before I started dating, because it's very important. So whenever you started dating or going back to dating or whatsoever, listen to your own intuition. See that pattern, my love. Don't try to justify. Don't try to paint what you see with what you think it's gonna be. And I know some of us don't want to see the bad in others, but just eat that. If you just don't have that mentality of not wanting to see the bad in others, I think you should learn to listen to your own. You should close your eyes if you have to, and picture yourself. If he wasn't this looking, if he wasn't this, would I be still charmed? If I'm blind, will I be still attracted to this person? Because most of the time, it's a feeling. It's how they make you feel that what matters. So, thank you.